good morning. Welcome to the New Forest. So, we're off to the Sammy Miller Museum for their two-stroke day. I'm on my Yamaha RD250 power valve, and Kate's behind me on a Suzuki GT200 X5. So yeah, hopefully we get some good riding around the New Forest. Hopefully we're going to see some magnificent two-strokes at the museum. Should be a good day. So yeah, come along, join us for the ride. Kate obviously gave it some revs pulling away there, because I can see plenty of blue smoke behind me. So we're just coming into the New Forest proper now. Lovely place. If you've never been here, well worth a visit. It's probably like nowhere else you've ever been. We're going to see, I'm sure, loads of cows and horses, or ponies, I think they are, in the road. They seem to just wander, well they do, they just wander around, and they don't rush to get out of the way. Why would they? Talking of which, a few cows just wandering down the side of the road now. So this is Burley. This really is the heart of the New Forest. Used to come down here a lot actually when we lived down this neck of the woods. Used to come here more often. Really busy place during the summer months. Yeah, by midday this place will be absolutely rammed. So just try and work out where we're going. We're taking the full 1980s approach today. So as we're riding 80s motorcycles, no sat nav. I've got a map, which is actually a 1980s New Forest map that my dad had. So yeah, we might even listen to some Duran Duran on the way home. How about that? Lots of New Forest ponies here. So Kate's not had her GT200 long. In fact, I think this is only the second time she's ridden it. She got it last month for her birthday, big birthday. So yeah, so she's not really ridden it very much. So yeah, a bit later on we'll ask her how she's finding the two-stroke experience. Just thinking, probably the last time I rode a two-stroke in the New Forest was when I was about 18. That's probably it's quite a few years ago now. I had an RD250 power valve back in the day, and I'm sure we come camping down here. We used to camp down here quite a lot because it was fairly local to where we lived in Basingstoke. Amazing how times have changed. The thought now of loading a tent and all camping gear and probably a pillion on an RD250 seems insane, but I'm sure we enjoyed it at the time. Back then, of course, the RD250 wasn't a classic, and they were cheap. I think I paid 500 quid for mine. Certainly wouldn't be able to pick one up for 500 quid now. Unfortunately, the petrol is not 1980s prices, and I bet if you go in there and ask for some two-stroke oil, I'm sure they haven't a clue what you're talking about. Kate's still behind me. Let's give it some revs. Okay, we're nearly at the museum now. Bashley, definitely used to come here, my parents. Yeah, used to come to the caravan, stay in a caravan down here. God, when I was probably 10, 12 maybe.
I did. Get in there, yeah.
Okay, here we go then. This is the Sammy Miller Museum. This is a 2-stroke day, so all the bikes that are parked out the front here are the 4 strokes. So we'll take a walk in. I might speed it up and you can see what it's all about. Okay, so we'll take a walk into the main arena, or courtyard, not arena. There's a bit of all sorts in here. We got here fairly early enough, just after it opened. It was already real busy, but we were lucky enough to get a parking space in here. See our bikes in a bit, if we can fight our way through. So there we go, there's my RD250 and Kate's Suzuki X5. She's talking to yet someone else who's probably telling her they had an X5 when they were young, which is what these events are all about. So, more RDs. There's the museum entrance itself. Not sure how we're going to do for time, so I've been to the museum before, it's excellent, so we'll see if we get time to do that, that'll be good. RD500, lovely. So I even bumped into some old friends, so Dave with his RG500, and then Jeff, who won an award for his 1915 Triumph, because it was the oldest bike here. Right, Kate, what do you reckon then?
There's an incredible selection of bikes here. Amazing selection. All ages, all styles, all types. Really good.
Any other Suzuki GT200s?
No.
You've got the only one?
Yeah, I was trying to think. There's an X7. There's a couple of other styles that are similar, but none the same as mine.
Excellent. Right, let's continue having a look round. So this is right up to date, the Langan 2-stroke. This has just come out. I believe these were designed and built by a guy that was involved with CCM. And they've got a modern fuel injected 250 engine, I think. Incredible thing, the engineering is unbelievable. I think they've got a very, very healthy price tag. Can't remember how much it is, but they're a lot of money. But yeah, this is what a 2-stroke could have become if they'd have continued developing them, I guess. Here we go, a couple of lovely RG250s here, one in Lucky Strike colours. I'm a sucker for a race replica paint job. Really nice. Oh, this is quite nice with the 2 Suzukis. You've got the X7, which is the original 250 that did 100 mile an hour. And then from the 70s really, I guess early 80s, and then moving up to the RGV 250. Lovely bike. Okay, we've left the Sammy Miller Museum now. Just going for a bit of a ride around the New Forest. traffic's got real busy. I guess the New Forest on a weekend when the kids are off school in the summer is always going to be busy. Definitely not the best time to be riding around here. Anyway, it's a good ride, lovely scenery. The two-stroke day at the Sammy Miller Museum was excellent, some lovely bikes, lovely smells and sounds. So yeah, we're going to have a bit of a ride round, try and avoid the odd shower around, but we've been unlucky so far, so we'll try and avoid that. Okay, we're having a good ride round the forest. I just thought I'd stop here and we'll have a quick look at the bike. So this is Kate's, as I said earlier, it's a Suzuki GT200 X5 1981. So it's a 200cc two-stroke, obviously, because today's all about two-strokes. It's a 200cc twin, air-cooled. Yeah, it's a nice thing. It's lovely condition. My bike is a RD250 YPVS. It's a Swiss import. The UK model would have been a 350. Also in tidy condition. So it's interesting because the bikes really, my one is, even though it's a 1983, it's only 2 years older, 2 years newer rather. It's the next generation on really, because it's water cooled, you know, everything's slightly more modern on it. It's the development, I guess. But yeah, they're great bikes for doing what we're doing today. So my bike that I'm riding, this is my Yamaha, it looks like an RD250 YPVS, but it's actually an RD250 YPVS because it's a Swiss import. I've had it about, I don't know, 8 years. I was lucky enough to buy it before the prices started going crazy. I was the first person to register it in the UK. Pretty standard, put some all-speed pipes on it. Yeah, it's a lovely bike. There goes Kate, she looks real comfortable on that bike. I think she's finding the controls a little bit interesting, just obviously the gearbox, the brakes, you know, it's a 1980s bike, so it takes a bit of getting used to. The bit that makes me laugh, which is the size of the rear tyre. Hilarious, so tiny. Hard to imagine bikes ever had a tyre, you know, that small. One good thing about these classic bikes, so next year this RD will become MOD and tax exempt, so I can register it as a historic vehicle, so no more taxing and no more MOTs. Kate's already is registered as a historic vehicle because it's 2 years older, so that's good, especially if you don't use them very often. Obviously still got responsibility for your own safety more than anything. Forget the law, it's just about keeping yourself safe, responsible for keeping the bike in good roadworthy condition. But it just means you save that expense of MOTing it and taxing it every year for a bike that maybe you wouldn't ride that much. I guess a couple of points about the Sammy Miller Museum, so the two-stroke day. So just to attend is all free. You've got a two-stroke, as you can probably see from the video, you're allowed to park up in the courtyard as long as there's space. More modern bikes, still plenty of parking, and loads of parking for cars and stuff. Yeah, it's a fairly relaxed affair. If you want to go into the museum, there's a charge. I can't remember how much it was now. Actually, we didn't get time to do it. I was hoping to, but too busy talking around two-strokes. Everyone wants to come and talk to you, everyone wants to discuss different bikes and that, which is great. It's the whole point of it. The whole sort of the day's all about, I think. Yeah, so really good, really relaxed environment. Everyone's just friendly, happy to chat, look at some lovely bikes, hear some lovely bikes, smell some lovely bikes. What is there not to like? So yeah, strongly recommend it. The museum's worth a visit in its own right. We have done it before and it is very good. So yeah, strongly recommend that. So we're heading back towards the bed and breakfast now, where there are vans parked. Sorry to burst the illusion. I'd love to say that we rode our two strokes all the way from Wales to the New Forest, but sadly we didn't. We chucked them in the van, drove to Ringwood, stayed in a magnificent bed and breakfast. I'll put the link up. I think it's called the Morehouse Lodge Bed and Breakfast. I might have got that wrong, but I'll put it in the link. Fantastic place to stay. Breakfast was absolutely stunning. Gorgeous Georgian house. Strongly recommend that if you're in the area, or if you're going to visit the Sammy Miller Museum, you want somewhere to stay, give them a shout. Okay, there we go then, that's it, ride over. Now I need to put the bikes back in the van and head back to Wales. Put some 80s music on, keep us in the 80s theme.
I haven't got my leg warmers.
No leg warmers?
No leg warmers.
Oh dear, oh dear. How was the day then?
Yeah, no, it was really good, really good. Sammy Miller Museum, 2-stroke event. Definitely come back next year. Lots of attention for the little bike. Lots of mature men getting quite nostalgic as they walk past. You know, oh, I remember when. But no, it was a really good event.
I think that's true actually. I think your bike got more attention than mine because there was obviously quite a few RDs there.
Yeah.
There's no other X5s.
Yeah.
So it's good. Yeah, it's good. Right.
Brilliant. Great day out. Come back next year.
Okay, good stuff. See you next time.